Hello guys, and welcome back to Cherry Hills. This is episode 10, and we have finished plowing and fertilizing field 4, and we are now going to start here on field 10. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the field 4 status. As you can see here, we have 2 levels of fertilization on field 4, and we no longer need to be plowing on that field. So we're going to go ahead and lease field number 10 and get our fertilized spreaders going, and then get our plow rocking and rolling. So let's lease field number 10. So we just leased field 10 for $11,258. Alright, now we are going to get our inside spreader working. Let's go ahead and get our course made up. Field 10, we have a working width of 36 meters. We're going to start in the southwest corner. We're going to go north, we're going to do one headland, and we're going to do that one last. And then we want a 9-meter offset to the right, which is correct. Let's go ahead and do that. Now let's take a look at it. We might have problems right here, but we'll just have to watch that and hope we don't fall off a cliff. So we'll just have to see what's going on with that. Let's save this. Field 10. Dual. Solid. Fert. One headland. Alright, and let's get lined up a little bit better. And you get off them that way. We'll get this one ready and rocking and rolling. So we want our field 10. 36 meters. We have a 9-meter to the left. Let's make sure he gets enough of a head start. We'll start this guy off when he gets to about the halfway up the hill there. Alright. So we'll get you off to the start, and we'll get the plow running while we're at it. So we had to refuel this this particular big bud while we were off camera, and that thing took forever to fuel up. I did not realize that it had 3,400 liters of fuel in it. All right, so we're southwest. Go north. We want one. We're going to do it last, and there's no offset. So let's take a look. Okay. And where are you at? You're good. So let's go ahead and get you started. Watch you unfold. Oh, did I start you too soon? Alright. Started you too close to the starting point. And of course you have to fold up and then unfold, of course. Once we get this guy rolling, we are going to jump across the street and start sowing some oats. All right. So let's take a look here. We got. Let's just jump in this guy and just make sure. Yep, that looks good. Alright, so we got our fertilizer going. We got our plow going. Alright, so we are going to run across the street and I'll show you what we got going on over here. So you can see we mowed around the field. We are in desperate need of some grass for our sheep and our cattle. So we went ahead and pulled out the big bud and not the big bug, the big M, and mowed around this field. And now we've got some baling equipment brought out here. So we've got our Nadell front rake hooked up to our Massey Ferguson with a Massey Ferguson HD baler. So I want to throw a shout out to Andy over at GTX Mods for letting me know about this. This is a mod by the ARM team, and that link is in my mods document. This particular baler puts out 6,100 liter bales. They're the HD bales, so I thought we'd go with this baler. Then the mod comes with this bale loading trailer and this front attachment, which is called a bale pusher. Not really sure how that works, but it looks like you just nudge the bale with that. And then we're going to load up 10 bales on this trailer and then unload them around the field. And then we're going to use this awesome trailer to load up those bales and bring them back to the barn. So we're going to do that a little bit later. But right now we're going to jump in our Fendt here and get working with our seed hawk. Now I know this particular tractor is loud, so I will try to cut the volume down once I get it started. So hopefully that's not too loud for you. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Alright, this should be a little bit softer now, so let's bring it on up here. Let's unfold this boy. Oops, wrong one. This is what we want to unfold. We've already got our oats selected. I'm just looking at our fertilized spreaders over there. They look like they're doing a good job. And we're going to pull out our GPS. We have no offset, and let's see here. We want to rotate this a little bit. All right, let's lock this in. Whoops. Let's turn it on, and let's go to town. We are now sowing oats in field 4. So we've got 2 of these seed hawks, and I would go ahead and get both of them up and running, but they need pretty massive tractors, and the only 2 tractors I have that will pull the seed hawk is the Big Bud and the Fendt here. So we're going to just have to plant this field or sow this field with 1 seed hawk. Typically I'd like to whip out both of them and really tackle this field pretty quick. But we should see our Big Bud plow emerge from the hill there anytime. Just keep an eye out for him. So I'd be interested to know what you all think of the big bud pack. Have you all used this Seed Hawk seeder? What do you think of it? What maps have you played on that you've used this seeder? I know it's a pretty massive beast, and it takes a pretty special map to be able to use this effectively and not have a big issue running into stuff all the time. And it takes a pretty massive tractor also to get that going. So I'm over here looking for our plow. I don't see him. I don't think we already passed him, did we? I guess we did. So at any rate, we're just going to plow or sow this field. We'll do another pass, and then we will do a little time speed up to keep this from getting too monotonous. So hope I don't I'm gonna run into that tree. Let's see. Alright, we're going to fold this up. Let's unfold it. Next time I'll know I need to stop a bit earlier. Although we don't have, we've got a tree there, so we're going to skip every other row and then come back and do every other row again, because this thing does have a pretty big turning radius. If you all did not realize, the air cart back here is actually about the same size as a 1090 harvester. It's obviously lower, but lengthwise it's about the same size as a 1090 harvester. So you can kind of imagine this whole get up is about 2.5 harvesters long, and obviously it has 2 articulating joints, so it can make backing up a bit of a problem. So let's see if we can see our plow over there. I really want to see him running. Oh, there he is. There's our big bud over there. So they'll make pretty quick work of that field, both the spreaders and the plow. We'll also need to keep an eye on our fertilizer spraying to make sure that we leave those sprayers stocked with fertilizer. So on this particular planter, if you didn't know, of course the auger comes out here and goes into the bin, and you tip into the auger to fill it up. But then you can, let's see if I can remember the button. B, V. So then V actually allows you to switch bins. So like this one will fill, let's say this one fills fertilizer, and then you hit V, and then it fills seed in that one. So that's pretty cool. That might be, oops. Let me. So we're going to do a headland on this, so we don't need to be overly. Oops. I really got to get off that air cart back there. All right, so when we come back, we will have this field sown with oats. No need to continue on basically with this, because it's just going to be more of the same for the whole episode. So we'll do I might do a little bit of time lapse here, just speed it up a couple hundred times, and once I have to start loading the fertilizer sprayers over there, we'll just cut, and we'll come back once we are finishing up the headland on this. So go ahead and enjoy. So guys, we are busy sowing field 4, and we are pretty much running low on seed in our seed hawk. So we are going to run back here. We're going to pick up our Amazon overloader wagon here on our AR truck, and we are going to refill this with, we're going to fill this with seed, and then run down and fill up our seeder. We have finished fertilizing field 10. We have finished plowing field 10. So field 10 has been plowed and has 2 levels of fertilization on it. So it is simply sitting there waiting on to be sowed. And when we come back in episode 11, we will be sowing field 10 with sorghum. And unlike field 4, we will be using both Seed Hawk seeders. We will have our big bud hooked up to the other seeder, and we'll knock out field 10 in no time. We will also during the off-air part, I got a notice that our silo has finished fermenting, so we can start thinking about selling silage. I was looking at some of the sell points, and it looks like we've got a few sell points to take silage. One of those is a rail bulk sell point. It has a fairly good price to it, as well as the BGA price is on the incline. So the BGA does have the added benefit that we get digestate, which we can then use also for our fertilize and bioplant. So we've got we've already put out our conveyor belt for our seed hawk. We're going to use our overload wagon here and try to line it up and see if we can't fill her up there. So we're not quite graphically lined up, but we are filling up our seeder. We'll see how much this takes. I don't know if this takes the whole thing. Not quite. So we're gonna park this right here, and we'll get back over here, get back in our fent, and we will fold up our air cart. We'll switch back over here, start up our tractor, turn everything back on, and we're back to sowing oats. So, guys, I'm going to call this episode done. We will finish up seeding this field with oats. It won't take too much time now. We are more than halfway done the field. We've done our headland around the outside perimeter. So it shouldn't take too terribly long to basically fill this all in. And like I said, when we come back for episode 11, we'll be using 2 seed hawks to seed sorghum in field 10. And we'll see what other kind of trouble we can get into. If you're not already a subscriber and you like what you see here, please go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, please click the like button. It'll help it show up in the listings for people that just search Farming Simulator 17. Encourage you to check out the PCSG web community. There are a great bunch of folks there who love sim-based gaming, and they do organized multiplayer on Farm Sim on Friday nights and Saturdays. So go ahead and check that out if you're into Farm Sim multiplayer. It's organized, and so basically there is a couple guys that have the plan of action, and other regular PCSG members can log in and basically participate in the multiplayer action. It is often live streamed by at least 2 to 3 YouTube folks that are PCSG members. And then also I encourage you to check out the 3 Dudes Gaming Network. They are a great bunch of media YouTube folks. I am a 3 Dudes Gaming media partner, and as well as most of the guys in the description below. They are all 3 Dudes media members, if you will. So I encourage you to check them out. Also, they have various styles of gameplay that are different than mine, so it might be an interesting change of pace. It might give you something else to think about as far as how you could play the game, because we all know that there isn't a real wrong way to play Farming Sim, and that's one of the nice things about this is there's so many ways to get the same thing done, and really there isn't an end game. You just do what you want to do and kind of set your own goals. So that, I think, is a lot of the appeal. So until next time, guys, happy farming.